Ah, look at Luigi go! The camera cannot stop Luigi. Look at me, Luigi breaking the camera. Let's go. Gotta go fast. Oh, look at me. Luigi, calm down. We don't want the game breaking, okay? We don't need you breaking the game. We need this game to function. We don't need a Mario Sunshine shitty camera situation, Luigi. You understand that, right? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Makes sense. We don't need you going through what Mario went through in Sunshine, all right? Hey guys, what's up? And welcome back to Super Mario Galaxy 2. And last time, we pretty much went 100% in World 3. We got all the we got the green stars for the last half of the world. And now we're already on World 4, which is kind of crazy. We're now in the mid-game of green stars, which is kind of crazy. Well, I guess technically, like, if you look at it this way, like, the first two worlds are early game. World 3, World 4 are the mid-game, and then World 5 and 6 are the late game. And then World 7 is, of course, the special world. So, we already technically started the main game, I guess the middle game. So, fair enough. Anyways, if you guys are enjoying the series, make sure to like, subscribe, share, do all that amazing stuff, because it's really helpful for my channel, because it's really nice, because I'm not the biggest YouTuber of all time. It'd be really nice if I was, but it's just not the case. If it was, that'd be amazing, but, you know, yeah, so, again, hopefully you guys are enjoying the series, because, again, it's been a lot of fun. I'm really glad, like, at the end of the day, that I'm doing this series, because it is a blast. It is a real pleasure, and I truly do enjoy doing this for you guys. So, yeah, so I guess, let's just go on ahead and get right into it. I totally didn't just spend, like, 20 seconds, like, looking up where the next green stars are, because I forgot to do that before I started recording the episode. That's kind of funny, but hey, you know what? It provides entertainment value. Honestly, it's fun. So, you know, you don't want someone being like just stone cold, kind of boring, right? You want to watch somebody who has some form of like entertainment quality to them, who's kind of funny. You know what I mean? So, all right, fuck that. Let's just get right into Supermassive Galaxies Green Stars. Oh God. So this one does have 3 green stars, apparently. I was actually kind of expecting this one to have 2, because this isn't technically a main galaxy. As much as you would kind of always think it'd be, but it's not. So, which I know is kind of it's kind of a disappointment. But a lot of the green stars here are actually pretty early on, in this first part of this level. So, yeah, there's that. Literally, the first green star is right there. The second one's over here. So yeah, kind of crazy. And, yeah, I don't know. So here's something I do want to bring up that, like, I was kind of talking about, on a previous episode. When I was talking about kind of the Galaxy ports, right? The Galaxy, quote-unquote, remasters, even though they're not. Oh my God, they're not remasters. So basically, the storybook, right? It's now included in Galaxy 2. It is not the same storybook as Galaxy 1. It's actually a completely new storybook, apparently, exclusive to Galaxy 2, which I'm not gonna lie, actually really surprises me. I was not expecting that. I'm actually kind of impressed by it, I'm not gonna lie, because I was honestly expecting them to just put the storybook from Galaxy 1 into 2 in case you didn't get number 2. Right, you just got Galaxy 1, because you can get them separately, right? That's what I thought. But no, that is not actually the case. It is a whole new story book for Galaxy 2 that is not the same as Rosalina's from Galaxy 1. And there was a leak where the characters that are featured in the storybook their names are Mary and Lou, I think. I believe it's Mary and Lou. So I'm assuming it's a storybook about 2 Lumas that are named that, or I don't know. I saw a little leak about it. Again, this could age like really like funny, because I am recording this before you know, those ports are coming out, which I think will be kind of interesting to kind of look back on with this Let's Play, because this Let's Play obviously is... Okay, I really want to try and long jump and get this. I bet I probably could. But obviously, I am recording this before the Galaxy movie comes out and those remasters. The episodes are probably coming out, like, around the time of the remasters coming out. But let's long jump and get the green star! Okay, that was not... Okay, I really was thinking that was gonna work. Alright, let's just do it the normal way. I really tried. I really thought that was gonna work. I was really close too, by the way. It probably could work. If you just have a little bit more momentum in there a little bit. Okay, whoa. I don't know. Let's see if we can get the normal way. But yeah, Galaxy 2 has a whole new storybook. And I really wonder how that's gonna go. It would be cool if the storybook was like a story about Lubba, right? From Galaxy 2. I mean, we all know Lubba. I mean, guys, we've been doing this Let's Play. We know Lubba. He's our boy, right? Oh my god, what the... Okay, this might be a hard green star. But, you know, we all know Lubba, right? So, it'd be cool if we got, like, a little bit of a backstory on Lubba. Because, you know, the main criticism with Galaxy 2 has always been the fact that this game doesn't really have much of a story, right? I mean, it does, but it's very basic, like, you know, oh, you know, Mario goes to space to rescue Peach and stop Bowser, right? Galaxy 1, while being similar, was obviously more in depth, right? So, it obviously had a lot of cool stuff going on. So that was, like, great story, especially for a Mario game, a mainline Mario game at that. Okay. Okay, we got it. Okay. I was a little worried there, but we got it. So, you know, with that, obviously Galaxy 2, you know, doesn't really have the same kind of stakes as Galaxy 1 does, in its story. And so the fact that we're getting, like, more story to this game, technically, is really exciting. Is it $70 worth exciting? No, but, I mean, it's honestly, it's kind of cool there, doing a whole new storybook for Galaxy 2. Because, again, my initial thought was the storybook from Galaxy 1 was in Galaxy 2, and I think that was everybody's, like, presumption. Rosalina's storybook, oh, and its new chapter are in Galaxy 2. That's what I thought it was. So, it being a whole new storybook is pretty damn cool. I'm not gonna lie. That's really amazing. I am kind of shocked they're doing that. I don't know, because Nintendo, you know, we all love hating on Nintendo nowadays. You know, I mean, Nintendo's kind of, I don't know, Nintendo's kind of in a weird state. At least in my eyes, as well, because, you know, I've been around for 2 decades on this earth almost. Well, I'll be 20 in 2026. But no, yeah, it's almost close to 2 decades. And, you know, I've seen Nintendo, you know, kind of go through a lot of changes in how they do things over the years. Because you gotta remember, I mean, I remember the Wii DS era of Nintendo. I was little, and then I was big time there during the Wii U era and the 3DS era when they were struggling. And that was the era where Nintendo had a lot of character. You know, we already got all the Stars Wars Galaxy. Wow. Green Stars Wars Galaxy. You know, they had a lot of character. You know, you had Reggie, Iwata, Miyamoto. You know, they were kind of the main trio. You had Bill Trinan, Yoshiaki Koizumi, Eiji Aonuma, Takashi Tezuka. You know, all these absolute icons. Just absolute icons. See you guys on the next Galaxy! Honey Hop Galaxy! reminds me of the movie Hop. You guys remember Hop? You know, with James Marsden and the rabbit, and he had the ducks as villains. Anybody remember that? I do. Back when CGI animals in real life was like super popular. That's actually a pretty interesting topic to actually talk about. But anyways, back to what I was talking about. Obviously, you know, Nintendo, you know, comparing them to, I guess nowadays to what they, you know, what they were. I think people need to understand that Nintendo at its core is a business. It's a corporation. They're all about making money. That's the main goal, and that's fine. But I do feel like some of their character has kind of went away a bit. I know that you know, I mean, everybody complains online, but I think there's a number of things. It's just I think part of why Nintendo doesn't do some of the crazy things they used to back during, like, you know, the Wii U era, where, you know, they were doing some pretty crazy stuff. I mean, they were doing some really funny skits with, like, Iwata and Reggie and, you know, Miyamoto. They had the puppets at E3 2015. They had the whole Smash Me trailer for Smash Bros. Wii U and 3DS, where Iwata and Reggie were fighting. That was awesome. I don't care what anybody says. Like, dude, the president of Nintendo and then the president of Nintendo of America smashing. Just absolute cinema. But yeah, I don't know. I just, you know, I don't know. Just great stuff. You had the whole, obviously, Reggie being the Reginator, and obviously just him being a whole meme in general. And then you had the one with, like, Bill Trin, like, stuffing donuts, you know, down his mouth or whatever. Like, I don't know, they did a lot of really fun. Oh! They did a lot of really fun. Ah, shit, I need to get the bee mushroom. But no, they did a lot of fun skits, and I think the one that's probably my most favorite, potentially, is the Robot Chicken skit that Robot Chicken and Nintendo kind of collaborated to do. It was a bunch of Nintendo fans at E3 clamoring for Mother 3 and just another Mario game. Give us another Mario game. Oh, another Mario game. And Reggie's like, oh, it's not my problem. And then he gets a fire flower and burns the Nintendo fan alive. I think that was like after he was asking about Mother 3. I don't know. So whatever he said, it made Reggie burn him alive. I'm sorry. Like, that's just awesome. And it was actually Reggie who voiced, you know, himself in the Robot Chicken skit, which is just awesome. You gotta just love that stuff. Nintendo would never do that now. I don't think they would. And what's so funny about that Robot Chicken skit is the fact that, you know, Mother 3, right, is a game that people have historically, the last 20 years, have been, you know, really pushing Nintendo and being like, oh, there's a green star at the Honey Queen. You know, and so I was like, oh, okay, here's the green star on the Honey Queen. Not that, but, yeah, the Honey Queen's looking a little green today, you know. Ugh. But, what? Yeah, thanks, Nintendo. But, yeah, Nintendo, you know, it's become a meme where, you know, fans want Nintendo to release Mother 3 outside of, Japan. It's part of the Earthbound series franchise, technically, I think. I mean, I'm not really big on Earthbound, so, I mean, I know they're, like, semi-connected, I think, maybe? I'm not really sure. I mean, Ness and Lucas are considered part of the same series, so, I don't know. Any Earthbound fans want to be like, oh yeah, they're the same universe. Earthbound's a sequel to Mother 3. I have no idea. Or Earthbound's a prequel. I have no idea. I never played the games, which isn't exactly true because I actually have played Earthbound. Via the classics, Super Smash Bros. Wii U, Earthbound demo. Oh my god! No! 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 Okay, we're alive. We're actually alive. Okay, we gotta climb up the planet again. Um, but yeah, so people have been really wanting Mother 3 for a very long time now, and Nintendo just has refused to fully release it in North America, and just pretty much outside of Japan. Um, Now, I don't know if it actually has ever been released outside Japan. I know it's on the Japanese Nintendo Switch Online, um, but not North America, which I think is interesting. I don't know. I think it's kind of weird, but because I mean, people have been wanting this game for such a long time. Just release it in North America, Nintendo's gonna make bank, right? I mean, well, then again, I mean, if they were gonna re-release it, it's kind of late. If they were going to do like a fiscal, like, oh, you know, oh, you're the original game on the original system. Yeah, you can't really do that. Uh, also, Luigi moving right there is a little weird because everything's supposed to be like still. Okay, we somehow made Luigi break the fourth wall and move in the fourth dimension. All right. Okay, that's new. Yeah, so that game is just it's never going to come out. It's not even on the Switch Online in North America, which I feel like it should be, but it's not. I really want that green star, by the way. Let's go like get this green star. I really want it. I really want it. We have to pleasure the Honey Queen again. Oh, it feels so nice. Oh. Yeah, I don't care. We're taking that green star and we're getting out of here. We already helped you before. Right? We already, cleaned her up. Actually, twice. Because Galaxy 1 and 2. We helped her, in her war against the Beatles, right? And, we destroyed all the Beatles, for the great Honey Hive Empire, in space. I don't know why there's bees and bugs fighting in outer space, but hey, it's space. Anything can happen. See you guys on the next galaxy. Sweet Mystery Galaxy, aka the Sky High Sunday Galaxy that we fucked up the Comet Medal on. Yeah, remember when we first went through this level all those episodes ago? When I messed up the Comet Medal? I only missed 2 Comet Medals. And the funny thing is, the other one was in Mom's Fortress, aka Throwback Galaxy. Because I thought it was on top of the flagpole, but it wasn't. That one was just a mistake. This one was just a big fumble. Just in general. This was the fumble right here. But hey, Bill Trin, here's all your donuts. We were just talking about. But yeah, back to I guess Nintendo. Whoa. So yeah, obviously Mother 3, you know, never coming back, I guess. But another thing that I guess kind of made Reggie and Nintendo or I guess Nintendo America pretty cool back in the 2010s. In a way, was the fact that they released 3 Japanese games that were on the Wii in Japan, and then they released them into North America by like 2012. And one of those games was the original Xenoblade, and now it's one of Nintendo's, you know, big franchises with what, 3 sequels, right? So obviously the characters are in Smash. You know, it's a pretty popular franchise for many. And, yeah, I mean, Reggie got those over into North America, which is pretty awesome. So, you know, and stuff like that is also really cool, because, you know, they know people want games from other countries, or only in other countries, and whatnot. You know, Nintendo fans are very diehard. You know, they're very, very diehard. Also, we're already gonna, like, finish up this galaxy. Like, it's already Green Star 2, and I know it's where the Comet Medal was. Just right past it. You could probably see it, shining over here somewhere. But, No, yeah, but yeah, Nintendo was just very fun, right? Even the Nintendo Directs, which is where a lot of those skits were from, very, very fun. Very enjoyable. There was a lot of just fun charm and those directs, even if some of them were kind of awkward. Because back in that time, Nintendo's directs and whatnot, its E3s were just kind of cringy. Like that's another thing about that era of Nintendo, with them being so fun, is that they were kind of cringy. Not gonna lie. Green Star, Sweet Mystery Galaxy's already done. Wow, that's crazy. But yeah, some of their E3s were pretty whack. But yeah, they were whack. See you guys on the next galaxy. Flippsville Galaxy. These green stars are kind of crazy. I'm not gonna lie. This one has some pretty cool green stars. One in specific. You'll see what I mean when we get to that one. But yeah. So Nintendo's E3s in the Wii era were really cringy. I mean, my God, E3 2008, the Wii Music Showcase. Holy crap! I believe it was 2008. Just oh, it's so cringy. And then because like the music wasn't really working too well, and I don't know, they were just very weird and awkward and just kind of like, Nintendo, what are we doing here? But they have their charm. They're really fun to look back at, and definitely way more entertaining than the E3s Nintendo did, before Reggie came into the picture. Because, well, yeah, I guess prior to the Wii era, because like during the GameCube era and before, E3s are pretty damn boring. I mean, it was all about like statistics and how well is this console doing, and I don't know. It was just kind of like, okay. Okay. I mean, I know it's to show, obviously a lot of the business kind of people, right? But like, to the main general audience and fans, like, we don't care. We don't care. But I think we should, because we need to make sure the system does well. But yeah, they are very boring. They were all about I will say though, they were kind of crazy because in E3 2003, Nintendo said, "Oh, something about Mario shooting up hookers or something." See, even back then, like Nintendo had a lot of character and charm and whatnot. That just got even more exaggerated during the Wii U, DS, 3DS era, right? But no, yeah. So after that, Nintendo kind of became, especially, I guess, starting with the Switch, and arguably, I would say starting 2016, that's when their direction was kind of changing to be a little bit more, I guess, how should I put it? Mature about it, I guess, right? I guess not as silly, if that makes sense. They're not as silly about things. They're much more like straight to the point, which is fine. But like just having them kind of fun and whatnot kind of sets them apart from the other studios, right? Like it's fine, like being a little silly and having some fun, and 'cause I mean that's what draws people in, and shows that these seem like fun people. These people seem like they love what they're doing. I think that's really important, because if these people love what they're doing, then that means the products that we're paying for, they have that love written all over them. You know what I mean? I think that's pretty important. So, whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, for some reason my dumbass thought he was gonna stop at the hole. That was kind of dumb. Okay. Our green star is right up here. But yeah, during the Switch era now, they're a lot more just straight up about it and business-like about it, which is, again, it's fine. The directs are made really well. They're not boring. I mean, yeah, for the most part, yeah, they're not boring. They're like, they're definitely better than Nintendo's like press conferences from, the 90s and early 2000s. But I don't know. I just feel like they're a little more soulless. You know what I mean? They feel a lot more soulless. Obviously the people like Iwata used to host the directs. He's obviously not alive anymore. Rest in peace, Iwata. Reggie obviously isn't president of Nintendo America anymore because he retired. He's on to new ventures. Miyamoto's busy with obviously the movies and the museum and the Super Nintendo World. So, like, I get it, and I don't know. They're a lot more about business now. That's why prices and things have gotten ridiculous. You don't really see a lot of like skits and stuff they used to do anymore either, which is a shame. Because that stuff was really fun, right? Like, but they don't do that anymore, and I think they're going to continue doing that because the Switch era, right when they started transitioning to be that way, made them a shit ton of money, right? And I think the big reason as to why they stopped doing it, despite obviously a lot of those people not being with the company anymore, is the fact that they might think that some of the failure when it came to the Wii U was I guess the Wii U era of Nintendo was obviously the silliness, right? And I guess people thinking, oh, it's a kiddie console, nobody wants this, and obviously Nintendo nowadays, like, they don't want that. Back then, maybe, or because you're all about, casuals, which isn't entirely true because the Wii U era, like, they were actually going a lot more towards hardcore gamers again. That's why you had like the Batman Arkham games on there. You had Call of Duty, and a lot of these, more Assassin's Creed. A lot of these, I guess more hardcore gamer games, right? That like, hardcore gamers be like, hell yeah, man, give me this stuff. While obviously, whoa. Nintendo probably didn't do the best job at, like, I guess elaborating on that, because, again, their advertising and their commercials were so shit for the Wii U, it seemed like, oh, it's a kid console. So, Nintendo did a pretty bad job when it came to that. So, yeah, Nintendo's seen the silliness of how they work. They see failure. They see lack of profits, as it could have been if they were maybe a bit more stone cold about it, right? So I don't know. I do miss that version of Nintendo because I grew up with that Nintendo. So them being kind of boring now compared to what they were when I was a kid kind of sucks, but it is what it is. Times change, and it's just what it is. But I don't know. There's a lot to say there. I'm trying to not. This was this green star I was talking about. Okay, we actually got first try. I was really worried on that green star. I knew about this green star before even starting these episodes of the green stars. A little worried on this one, but we actually got it, so that's pretty awesome. Let's go. Man, these conversations have been kind of like these Green Star episodes have been a little bit different because I feel like I'm going on with different conversations and just kind of talking a lot about it because these episodes, I mean, they're not really necessarily long. I mean, they kind of are, but they're not. It's just, I don't know, it's a different, I mean, this is a different kind of part of the Let's Play where we're doing the Green Stars and everything, so, I don't know, I feel like I'm able to kind of talk longer on certain topics, which is pretty nice. Because, I mean, I love commentating for you guys, doing all that, but, I'm going to leave it off, here, of course, because we're done with the first half of World 4, and, we're obviously going to continue with the next half on the next episode, so, if you guys enjoy, make sure to like, subscribe, and share, And yeah, I will see you guys on the next episode. See ya.